Photo of Riina and Saku for Timo. The horror of seeing Riina's face, the first newborn baby's face. She had the head like a football and the face of an alien. I looked at the midwife and nurse, expecting they would give me a sign to run. They didn't. Instead, they acted as if this was normal. So I stayed put. When my son Saku was born, the first thing he did was pee. I can still see the stream of urine flowing from him in an arc onto the delivery table. He had the face of a caterpillar. Later, as they grew, and their mother and I grew apart, we shared crazy projects together. What we did may be considered irresponsible, immoral, or even illegal, but we did it anyway. Being considerate of others, of course. Simply that society has such rules. For example, I remember taking them rock climbing on the way to the bus. We had to go up the hill anyway, so instead of the sidewalk we climbed the rocks. I told them, "If you fall, it's going to hurt." I remember the looks from the car drivers as they passed on the street below, watching. 5-year-old kids climbing a rock face. When it was time for my daughter to start school, she asked why she had to go. And I said, "Because the police will come and take you away if you don't." One thing I vowed, I would never lie to my kids. On walks when they were smaller, in the baby carriage, I would let go of the carriage and roll it freely downhill, pretending I had lost control. Yelling, "My babies! My babies!" And they laughed, watching me try to catch up. Not old enough to know the consequences if I didn't. In later days, we all admitted together that that was kind of scary. Another time, as part of another game, we ended up throwing burning paper airplanes from the apartment window. You had to make the plane yourself, of course, as part of the rules. And then choose where to start the fire. Wing, tail, head. And then you were fine to throw. A neighbor friend saw the flying flames from the street and came to knock on the door. "Is everything okay?" he asked, because it was after midnight. "Yep, just playing with my kids," I said. My father, a single child, told me once how he was allowed to play on the carpet. The carpet was 6 foot by 8 foot, and his mother told him he could play with his toys in that space, but never beyond. And at 9 o'clock she rang the bell, which signaled his bedtime, and that he had to put his toys away. He thought it was a good arrangement. And then the Second World War came, and he ended up during the last years of fighting in Poland. He was a regular foot soldier, although he always wanted to go into the Air Force. He told me some stories in the last days about he almost died 5 times in the face of fire. The one I remember was when he was on a bicycle reconnaissance alone, and the enemy truck passed, machine gunning his tires, not bothering to stop for one lone soldier. My father was rarely around, and was amazed as children by the few things he told me about his life. And yet the only words I remember in his language are, "Be quiet, go to bed." I'll look at the photo now of Riina and Saku that my friend Timo took. at Saku's high school graduation when I couldn't be there. And all I see is happiness. And it's not just me. My friend Paul, passing the photo in the hall, on the way for a smoke, stopped, pointed and said, "Those are real smiles." Right now, Saku is in officer training, fulfilling his year of compulsory service in the Finnish army. And Riina is traveling in a van with her fiancé from Italy to Finland, via Poland and Estonia. Both of them in happy relationships. And yet I can't help wondering what would have happened to that boy, my father, playing on the carpet. If he could have played past that 6x8 carpet and got beyond the boundaries